Have you ever been to the fresh fish counter of your local supermarket or fishmonger and thought, that fish looks real fresh? Well, it turns out things may not be as they seem, and that bit of sea bream you've had your eye on may not be as fresh as you think. Today we're going to go on a quick exploration to see how old those pieces of fish we see on the fresh counter actually are, and why buying fish frozen at source could actually be a fresher option when buying fish. Now, when a fish is first caught and leaves the water, it begins losing its freshness, and generally fish will need to be eaten within 10 days of being caught unless preserved. Now that's fine if you're near the source of the fish that you're eating, however, herein lies the problem. In 2017, the UK exported 18,500 tonnes of fish to Italy, and obviously the distance between the two countries is a fair few kilometres. Now, firstly, once the fish for export is caught, it may take a day or so for it to be prepared for transport. Then a further 5-ish days in transit between the two countries. Then a further 1 day to prepare the fish on arrival into Italy. You may then be looking at another couple of days in transit between depots and supermarkets until your piece of fish finally reaches that fresh counter. And remember, when fish is transported chilled, it just simply isn't enough to lock in the freshness, so it's losing it every step of the way. As you can see, that's at least 8 days of time past that your fish has been losing freshness before it's even made it onto your plate. And if you've ever wondered why the shelf life of fish from the counter can be so short, typically 24 hours, this is the most likely reason why. A huge portion of the 10 use-by days of the fish has actually already been taken up before you get round to purchasing it. That's why fish frozen at source can actually be fresher than fish that's not. Catching, preparing and freezing fish on the day of capture locks in the freshness and will do so as long as it's kept in that state during transport, storage at the supermarket and in your home freezer. And it may surprise you to learn that some supermarkets are already using fish that's being transported as frozen, defrosted and then displayed as chilled. And this is to maintain freshness and increase shelf life. Simply take a look at the packaging of some chilled fish products and you may see they've been previously defrosted before going on display. So, when it comes to fish and what we're led to believe about the freshness of the catch, things don't seem so clear anymore. But one thing's for sure, using nature's way of preserving through freezing certainly seems to have clear benefits. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and if you want to learn more, check out my episode exploring why society today is so much more overweight than in the 1950s, looking at changes in lifestyle and what we eat and how it's led to an obesity epidemic.